Alright everybody, today's plan is to set up my Ubiquiti network at the Middleton house here. So I'm going to do just a handheld video for you, show you what I'm doing. I'm not an expert. My friend Ryan is kind of an expert, so he's coming over here to help me terminate, choose where to put all the access points and all of that. So I have 4 APs. I'll go over all the equipment here in a minute. 4 APs and then a doorbell cam. And we're going to set up the system here today, set up the app so I can control and manage. I'll have Mr. Perry, my electrician, come and run some Cat 6 or 7 wires to some future camera locations, but I'm not really ready to set that up. So I'm going to do a really simple system here and wait till I build my home theater. I'll probably do some sort of rack where I can do a camera server, whatever they call that thing. So let me show you where the location of all of the termination is going to be and where I'm going to try to squeeze all the equipment. So right here into the new mud room that we created. Of course, this was part of the garage. It's coming together. You got to get the doors finished and then finish up our work here on the, what do we call this thing? Our mud room nature cast setup. So this here is going to look like this. So it'll be a typical locker looking system. And then this over here will look like that. So the uppers will go in. I'm just waiting on the countertops. But this right here is where the service electrical panel is. And then also my little structured wiring, my little leviton box. I don't like that this is where they put my Hunter control for my sprinkler system. But I should have some room, I think, to move this if I need to. So here's all of our wiring for Ethernet. And so I have several locations. Let's see, how many do we have? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 locations. I have a 16 port switch. So we have 10 different locations. This is obviously all our RG6 for cable. This is our cable internet coming in. But I have a centric fiber, so this is where the fiber line is. And so we're using fiber, and my fiber internet or router is over above the fridge. So we'll kind of decide what to do there. I don't know if Ryan has the tools to re-terminate fiber, so I may have to leave that there and then just set up all my equipment in here. And then my plan is to put one of the wall APs, access points, right here, because they're power over Ethernet. So I'm going to put one here because what will happen 99% of the time, this door will be in front of this and you won't see any of this stuff. So that's my plan for putting the equipment. So the centric modem is up there. So there's a Cat 6 cable running there. And then I've got Cat 6 behind the TV. So that little pigtail loop you saw is because I have a little Ubiquiti switch behind the TV to split and give my Terra server, my Strato V from Kaleidoscape, which is my movie server. My Apple TV is hardwired, and then my Marantz is hardwired. I'm also going to put the doorbell behind there just to keep it simple. And so here's my equipment. So I have my 16 port switch, which is, I'll get the models for you. I already unboxed it all. This is my Cloud Gateway Max. So this guy, I also bought the little magnetic mount. So this is the UCG Max NS, and I opted for the 2 terabyte on board. So they send you the little 2 terabyte little chip, a little solid state drive that plugs in. So I already installed that here. And so this 2 terabytes will be fine, sufficient for my 4K doorbell cam. This is going to be powered, so this will be wireless because I don't have a dedicated line. So we'll have a wireless internet connection, but then it'll be wired. So I'll pull the old doorbell off and put this in place. So it should be a pretty simple swap. So these 2 will go in the box that I just showed you, in the leviton box. This will obviously go in the front door. And then I got the U7 Pro access points. And so these are the wall mounted version. And so they'll essentially replace an outlet, not a powered outlet like this, but you know, one of the outlets that houses, you know, Ethernet. So we'll just pop that off and pop this in place using little drywall anchors and or drywall screws. We'll screw that into the stud, and then here's the doorbell. And so I don't have a pre-wired doorbell location, so this I'll just set up on the network, and when someone rings the doorbell cam, the doorbell I'm just going to put on my rack behind there somewhere, and that should work out pretty well. So these I'm going to do one outside, one in the garage where I just showed you in the mudroom, one upstairs, and then one in the far bedroom, you know, over on the opposite side of the house. So that'll give me, I probably only need one of these, but that'll give me some solid coverage throughout the house. And what I'm hoping, I had put some wireless subwoofer receiver transmitters on my subwoofers, and it nuked the kind of crappy basic, you know, centric modem that comes on board with the router. So I'm going to put this all together, and then I'll bring I'll go grab some more of those wireless transmitters and see if it works with the Ubiquiti network. I ordered a bunch of cabling, so just some simple pre-terminated. We can make these, but I just ordered some pre-terminated stuff from Ubiquiti, or no, from Amazon for the Ubiquiti. And I have all the Ubiquiti, all the little pieces that come with all the equipment, little drywall anchors and stuff, which I probably won't need. And then I bought a couple of leviton adapter pieces. I'll show you that as we kind of wire things up. So for now, I opted for the Cloud Gateway Max, just simply because the Dream Machine would be really tough to fit in that box, and I really don't want to rewire the whole house and set up a server and all that. And so I plan to probably just keep the Cloud Gateway Max, unless you guys in the comments suggest that the Dream Machine is going to make that much of a difference. I was planning on doing a Dream Machine Pro Max, which of course would be overkill for this little house. But the cameras, network video recorder, that's what they call it. So what my intention is, I'll just keep the Cloud Gateway Max in the box here, and then I'll get a bigger network video recorder. I want to do some of the 4K AI cams and put them at the four corners of the house. And you know, I'm advertising when my garage is open. I got all these fancy cars and crap. So if anyone is going to rob this neighborhood, which is unlikely, they're going to rob me first. And so I don't want some goofy monitored security system. So I'm just going to do Unify Protect. I can see it, call the cops myself, because if you have a monitored alarm, you have to pick up the phone anyway. So I'd much rather have it set up where I have my own system, camera based, and I can kind of decide what I want to do if somebody's, you know, messing with the house, and then I'll have the footage in the future. So the Dream Machine is my normal plan, but in Helen, actually I don't have a Dream Machine at all. I just have an Edge router, and then Dane has me set up on the whatever the cloud server setup, so he can manage it remotely. So my plan here is again, Cloud Gateway. Wait, what is the thing called? I need to get my nomenclature correct. Yeah, Cloud Gateway Max. So that little white box, 16-port switch, and then get the network video server later. Okay, so step one, terminate. And so we're going to try to make this look real pretty in here. That way when you open it up, it just feels good, feels right. We're going to cut back a lot of the RG6 stuff because I don't think I'm ever going to use it. We'll just leave a little pigtail so that way I could always terminate it later. So can you get like really good at this? Like this, each one of these would probably take me 45 minutes. We're going to want to try and do it in like 5 minutes each.
No, I'm not that guy. I don't do it all day long. But yeah, you can, I mean, people knock these panels out in probably like 20 minutes total.
Yeah. Do you want to, can we cut them all the same length?
Well, these are actually, well, oh, you mean like...
Yeah. Well,
the shortest one is here, so it really depends on where you want it in this box. I can do that.
Yeah, I like it all, you know, equal. Let's do it equal. Equal's better.
You got a pair of scissors or
snips? Do I have a pair of snips? Come on, Ryan. Look at this. You're going to like this drawer right here. This is like the You want big ones, little ones?
Just little ones.
Okay, I'll give you this. Let's see, you like these.
Yeah,
These are flush cut Knipex.
Those are cute.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Well, what about these ones that are already...
So we're gonna
cut that
terminate.
one too?
Yeah. So cut that loose. The only reason I have that's for the switch behind the TV. So I just did a little jumper there. So we'll pull that and into the into
Yeah,
the
if you're
network.
sure, I'll cut them all.
All right. So for those who don't know how to terminate, we're gonna do type. There's two types, right?
768B or something is what it's
Yeah.
called.
So there's A and B.
You want to do B. Most everyone knows B. You can get away with A. Like if both sides are A, it's fine. But the funny thing is, most devices are smart enough to detect the wrong ends. So you can have A on one side, B on the other, and most devices are still fine with it. It's the older stuff that doesn't.
So explain A and B. It's the color code that you're
Easier
using
if I just
to terminate.
showed you
The tool. Normally, when you have a termination tool,
Well,
or on your
it's actually on the little thing itself. This isn't standard in a line, but it's literally color coded. So I'm going to put the wires in this order on this side and in this order on that side. And that's the B standard. It'll spit it out in the little jack, the RJ45 jack in the correct order.
Gotcha.
Not all.
So you see these colors. For those of you
Not
who
all
don't, have
keystones
never
are
done
the
this.
same though. So like this one too, it's got the colors there.
So I need to match up the colors here on both sides of the wire. So the wire that's here, and then the wire that's in the living room or in the application.
Yeah, essentially. But not all tombstones use the same pattern.
Yeah.
Because it spits it out in a specific way. So I mean, the Ethernet's the real tell. So if you look inside the Ethernet, you can see the wires are in a specific order.
Yep. All right. So you got this little tool that helps hold it into position, so you can pop them into place.
Yep.
What's the little popper tool called?
I have no idea.
It's yeah.
Oh, are
it's
you
this
talking
thingy.
about that?
This
Oh,
thing,
that's the punch down tool.
punch down. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
This popper tool.
my little holder.
Yep.
My little holder so I don't hurt my
And
hands.
you've got this little thing.
That's funny.
I'm like the world's #1 assistant here, so.
Oh, that's fine. We can trade places throughout this.
No. I need to hold the camera. Never push the person that's better at doing the job out of the way. Never.
And we
That's
won't
the
know
key.
until we trade, though.
Oh, I know. I'm certain.
Put the keystone jack in the back of this, and then
Okay.
you run a little 1 foot patch cable out of here.
Oh, nice.
And it
Okay.
just plugs right into whatever you want, instead of having the RJ45 go straight into the device.
Gotcha. So I was just asking him about why is he putting a female. I thought he was just going to put a male RJ45 adapter. So on my home runs, all my home run connections, he's putting a female connection. He'll snap that into the patch panel, and then make little whips. Love it. Got it.
Yep.
Now this works. So you got your little tool.
Yep, you get the cables in the right spots.
Untwist them.
Yep. You just put them in here, the right direction. You just want to pull them where they need to go. And then I use my other tool, a little punch down, and then I push them in.
Well, that makes it way easier. I'm always trying to hold on to it.
And also that's another reason you do
3
this
hands.
instead of the RJ45 directly, is because it's easy.
Yeah.
The RJ45, you have to straighten them all out and push them in and make sure
Yeah,
you don't.
exactly in. Yeah. And so then you just buy the little RJ45 pre-terminated.
Yep.
Got it.
Because the little factory's going to do it better than you can.
Yeah, this is way easier. Holy cow.
My little tool, I got the cheapest tool possible, so it doesn't cut them unless I have them at the right angle. So what I do is I just push them in, and then I pull them back up, and then it cuts them.
You got a fancy Knipex, you want to test it out.
Do you have a fancy punch down tool?
Yep. Chill out, Chase.
Well, this is the last couple. If you want to grab it, I'll try it.
We'll test out some good quality. So let's see about my German precision here. See if he likes that better. We got all the fancy tools.
This isn't anything fancy. I'm just.
And so you're just putting a zip tie to hold
Yeah,
tight.
it just holds it all in there so it doesn't pull out.
Oh, I see. It's got little tabs there you can route your zip tie through.
Yep.
Then we have a solid connection.
Yeah.
And you have a little tester tool to test them all out afterwards and
Yep.
tone and label them.
Yep.
You got a little labeler? I got a fancy labeler if you need
I
it.
didn't bring a labeler, no. I usually do it in a specific order.
So then it just...
So I just know it, but
Gotcha.
since you're going to be in here on your own, we should probably label it.
Yeah, we can do that. We're working on upgrading Ryan's tools here. You don't have to go and do it twice on this one, do you?
I don't think so. No, it's very smooth feeling too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that one was close cut, but yeah, I like it.
Having a little German precision in your life.
All right. Not just a Chinese factory pumping stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is cutting them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to go twice. I'm sure I could adjust it too if it wasn't doing its job. But,
Okay, so you got a test.
yeah, I'm gonna
Tone. You were toning the wire. What is that? What you say?
Yeah, you'd tone it,
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna turn it on test since
Okay.
I'm gonna have to plug it into each jack anyways.
Okay.
I don't have a tool that does all of them at once.
And we figure out which one's which.
But yeah, so we're just gonna go find the first one.
Okay.
Whichever one.
So how many are there? There's 10?
Well, you've got 2 already figured out.
Yep.
So we got 8 more.
Okay, let's find them. I see what you're saying. Stick it there.
Plug it into the other side, and then it's gonna tell me if the cable's good. It would have. It's not that one. If
It'll be the 8th one.
probably.
Yeah.
No, it's that one.
Okay.
So it's just scanning each of the 8
All 8
wires.
wires?
Yep, and they're in the correct order. If it was in the wrong order, like if for some reason your house was in the A standard, which they don't do around here,
Yep.
it would alternate. So you'd have like a different pattern here, and then I would know, oh, it's wired wrong.
Got
so
it.
I'd want to change it. But no, that one's good. So let's go. Well, let's label that one really quick.
Okay.
You got your fancy label maker here. might
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
So
The old,
figure out how to turn it on.
Rhino 5200.
And you got it already at tool blades, so let's delete that. Over the clear all labels. Yep. Man, if we had more than like a dozen of these,
Yeah.
it'd be faster to put it on the tone detector and then go and scan the other side
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and then label it and then test it. But because we've only got so few, I can just kind of unclip them and clip them back in.
Yep. All right, so we got all our wires terminated and labeled. So now they're all
Tested.
tested, terminated, tested, labeled.
Is that fine?
Yep, I think that looks great.
Okay. Your rain sensor, that's just going to be...
Just pull it tighter. Yep.
I can tuck it up here. Two-purpose.
I like it.
Fiber and rain sensor.
Yeah.
And then I could probably move this down here.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I ordered this little leviton push lock pins. These little black pins, and these are the pins that you use to mount stuff. And then we got our hunter box down here in the corner, out of the way. And we got our wire all nice and tied up.
And that's how it just pushes in the back and then it clips on like that. So I'm going to do the coming in from the modem to the top one, just because that's what I like to do. Some people do it as the last one, but
Just preference.
preference. It doesn't make any difference.
Nice.
Yep, simple as that. And then it comes with some blanking plates, so I can put in a couple blanks so that it's not just an empty hole.
So this thing is just you purchased Amazon.
Yeah, and they're cheap on
Yeah.
Amazon.
So this is what we're using. This is the patch panel.
Not sponsored, not endorsed, but we like it, so we use
Yeah.
it. These are painful. These,
And so none of the homes here are terminated. They're
not,
just,
yeah, but that's what the little blackout looks like.
so there's a real business opportunity here in this town.
Yeah.
Just to clean everybody's wiring up.
Yeah, there's a company that does it, but they charge like $250, and
Yeah.
all they do is inside the box, and then you have to buy their modem and switch and all that stuff. But yeah.
Maybe I should add the Wi-Fi module to my 100 box while I'm at it too.
Do you have it?
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I need to order one. I didn't know I could.
Yeah. Well, let's use the app. So they have a little app. I've got it running here to the non-PoE ports. What we could end up doing is we could just see which we're already using and just move them over to the non-PoE side.
Yeah.
Because that's all these are really, they're just to the bedrooms. You're not going to need PoE on that.
Right, yeah,
So we'll
the
just
ones we're not
check
using. Yeah.
the link lights are in the software. It'll tell us which ones are active and actually using PoE. We can just move those over to the
Because if I have 4 cameras and 4,
you'll have enough
I
ports.
should be good, without having to put another switch in.
When we figure out which ones are which.
Cool. Okay, so the cool thing about these U7 ports or access points is I just took the plate off, grabbed the one of the little whip cables that he has, and level that, and then this thing just pops in place. So because this one has a 2-gang box here, it doesn't really work to just cover up the hole. So what I'm going to do is I got a cut-in box, and I'll put it over to the left, and then we'll mount the AP right next to it. Alright, so I got that hole set up, and then we're going to put our piece in here. Just like that. Alright, there we go. That's pretty simple. Tuck that back in the wall. We got some Lutron blank plates. So we'll just eliminate this guy. And I'll just put a blank plate in this hole. It'll be looking sharp. Well, got a bunch of different whites going on here, but that looks clean. So we're in here in the front of the guest room, which will paint the whole front of the house. We're gonna have Wi-Fi at the park. It's gonna be great. All right, so we're doing the doorbell here. Every doorbell's already gonna have power, but not gonna have Ethernet.
No.
So in this case,
you've got all these other cables.
Yeah.
Which I think honestly it probably, it is just, I think it's just a Cat 5 cable.
Yeah, I would think that runs to the chime box up there, which we're going to defeat. Should theoretically give us power still. And so we're going to drill a couple new holes. They give you this little template.
Run the wires to the 2 posts. Doesn't matter which one on each one.
Yep.
It's smart enough to figure it out.
Super simple.
And you just,
I like it.
hey.
Chase here's the doorbell. He gets crazy. So you didn't need these little thingers?
No,
Those
that
are
was
just
in case
extenders?
it was real recessed in the wall.
Got it.
Yeah, those aren't necessary.
I mean, it seems to be functioning, right?
Probably.
Maybe if you have an older chime box or something that you would
Maybe.
need to...
We haven't configured it yet, though. So maybe it needs it to tell the box how to ring.
Yeah.
We'll look at it.
We'll figure that out. All right, so I'm cutting in. I decided to put the other U7 up there. So don't you have like a little 5-footer blue cable that I can run up here?
Yep.
All right, so I got a little 5-foot cable to match. So we'll come down here. I'm gonna need to steal one of these PoEs to power my U7 here, but I'm just gonna run up through this same little conduit here, come out, plug it in, good to go. So I'm gonna have to get a fish to get up in here. I think it's tight. I think I can get it. I mean, I can always go and change it, right?
You definitely can.
Ooh, we're flying. Look at that, there's a gig.
That's awesome.
So as soon as I logged into the app, took 2 seconds.
It detected that it was already ready to go,
Yep.
and it started connecting for us.
Here's our gig upload. Nice. So we're connecting to the cloud. What do we call this thing? Cloud?
It just had a name, and it was popped up, and we were able to rename it, but we forgot the name of it already.
Yeah. Cloud Gateway Max.
That's what it is.
So all this stuff just happens. Man, you used to have
told
to like
you.
knew how to you used to have to like, know how to assign an IP and all that stuff. Now
You
it's
still
just
can, but you don't have to.
Right.
And that was the thing. You were asking me for if Unify was the best still, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Because of how user-friendly it is. And
Look
actually
at it. It's just doing everything. It's creating the network.
Yep.
Holy cow.
It's probably running updates. I'm not going to lie. It's probably doing a firmware update behind the scenes.
This is sick. I don't know. What do I need you for? I need you for the wires. Yeah.
Just plug everything in.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if it detects your U7s that you already plugged in. How many you got? Like two
plugged in, yeah. All right, so we're like, I don't know, 45 minutes into getting everything provisioned and rebooted and firmware updated. And Ryan's putting that little interface into the doorbell, a little extra piece that comes with it. Not sure what it does, but it's buzzing without it, so we'll see how it goes. But the camera is still rebooting, so we just did a software update. Okay, so let me show you the hardware. So behind here, I have the little switch, the little 5-port switch, non-PoE, which is connected behind and splits to my Terra server, my Strato V, my Marantz, and my Apple TV. And then I just installed this here. So I put the doorbell in here because I had Wi-Fi right there. Because the doorbell, the real doorbell, doesn't really have very much output. So it kind of a little weak sounding. So that thing isn't loud enough either, but at least it gives me something. So then we have one access point here in the lanai, another access point out here at the extreme sort of right side of the house in the guest room. So I got one down here, and then so we got one here, and then I've got one upstairs in the home theater. I'll probably run, when I do the home theater, I'll certainly be running some hardwired connections for my Strato V, because I'll do another Strato V, sorry, for Kaleidoscape. So here you go. There's another U7 Pro wall access point. It covers this area. And the final one, it covers the garage and the extreme left of the house. It's here, right there. And this is the panel. And then rounding out the system, we've got the U7 Pro wall there. I've got the Cloud Gateway Max with a 2 terabyte solid state drive, my 16-port switch, which has 8 PoE plus ports, and then you saw the link setup that Ryan got all done. So now I'm running 750 megabits a second. Everything's working great. So I've got 2 apps. One is Unify, and so you can see all my devices here. Go back home. So you can see the Cloud Gateway Max, the little switch Lite, 16 port, the little switch Flex, and then the 4 access points. There's the doorbell, and there's the doorbell, G4 Doorbell Pro camera. So I'm all set up and ready to add more cameras later if I want. And then if you want to do something in the camera, you go back to Unify Protect. You can see the live view. There's some clips, and it will also notify me on my phone if somebody rings it. I can also access all of this by just typing in the IP address, as long as I'm on the network and I have access to do everything. So you have the network, we have Unify Protect, and then just general operating system settings. And so I can do everything, see everything here, identify traffic and all that stuff. So kick people on, off, make adjustments, do firmware updates, do all that kind of stuff. So that's a wrap on my new system. What is that, a couple $1,000 worth of stuff? I've got a good solid head start. I'm gonna add some cameras in the future for some security, added security. So the kids just walked outside, so I got a couple of notifications on my phone. I'll work on how I want alerts to work, and how I don't. We'll kind of see how that goes. But I also was able to put a little OG hex logo on the doorbell cam. I'll show you that, and got the system all dialed myself. So this is something that is, if you knew how to terminate a wire, which you can watch YouTube videos on and get a couple of tools, this is very DIY friendly. All the provisioning, all the IP address, all the assignment is all done automatically through the app. Just make sure you're doing a lot of resets and being patient with firmware updates and all of that stuff, especially when it's initialized, because a lot of the stuff has been sitting in a box for a while. And so it did take maybe an hour and a half or so to get everything provisioned and done. A couple of things got stuck, and so what we did is just went and disconnect for 10 seconds, reconnect it, or do a reset via the app, and then they seem to be provisioned really quickly. So don't hesitate to reset some stuff and replug in. But largely simple project. We started at 10 a.m., finished at like 2:30. And taking our time, not in any rush, and so now I have a full system. Thanks to Ryan. If you're here locally and you want Ryan to come set your network up, just hit me up. Send me an email, matt@obsessedgarage.com, and I'll connect you with him. He's kind of doing it on the side as he figures out his next step in life, whether he starts a business doing this or not. He just moved to the area. So thanks to Ryan for helping me out. And now I got a cool little Ubiquiti system, and I'm going to hopefully be able to set up my wireless subwoofer transmitter receivers, so that way I can get my 4 subs operating. So anyway, I'm no expert in this, but I don't think you need to be in order to make it work well. So thanks for watching. See you soon.